This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Clueless Estate Trading, Frank again. It is approximately 8:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, October 3rd, 2019. We have entered the fourth quarter of 2019. And according to the old almanacs, the people who followed the old way of trading, investing and figuring the markets out, the fourth quarter is actually a very good quarter. So let's see what happens. On that note, welcome. The session will be recorded, uploaded to the Google YouTube channel for viewing by all other members, which I always see because of the web analytics. Many people actually view these ultimately accurate and resourceful videocasts, forecasts on the market, what might happen, what might not happen. And it doesn't matter if the markets are down 1,100 points. Clueless Estate Trading is always guiding their members and their traders to do what they need to do. And in between, we actually make money. Isn't that incredible? So please, not just view the videos, join us on the free trial or as a gold member, cancel anytime. Let's get the community growing. The worst part of Clueless Estate Trading is that we don't actually do massive marketing. So people don't really understand and know who we are. We are like an exclusive club and a community that makes traders very intelligent, very smart, lots of money over a limited amount of time, but we don't advertise. So referrals is all that matters. So please, referrals are important. Pass the word around, and that's the way we'd like to be. Because remember one thing, what I've always said, and I mean that, the service is an ancillary part of my life and my business. My real business is trading my own money, my family money, and Clueless Estate Trading is simply a part of that was generated or born because of many requests from followers, and thanks to StockTwits. At that time, I had like 9,000 followers or 8,000, and now I have like 31,000 on StockTwits, and I don't even post that much. So that's just the way it goes. All right, guys, let's get down to it. Let's make it happen. So what's going on? Futures are down about 5 points, 4.5 points. We have a huge reversal candle. Everything that I talked about last night, and this is a quick update on what we talked about last night. So it's important. That's why I said I'm going to do this, even though I'm exhausted. Happen. Now, a couple of very important things which I have to mention. One of them is the fact that, where did the charts go? Okay. One of the most important things that I have to talk about is risk. Now, I know someone said, what is he talking about risk about? Well, options trading is risky, okay? And the fact is that if you're going to embrace the volatility and trade off the charts, it doesn't matter if you are in a full-time job or a part-time job or you're out of a job, so you're trading full-time, trying to make some money. The fact is that you have to embrace risk. R-I-S-K. Now, I had a fantastic, risk picture here, but that disappeared. So risk, bear with me 1 second as things come around, is what we have to deal with. Now, I know things are fast. I can't change that. I can't change the fact that the markets plummet 200 or 300 points and then turn around and go bonkers. I can't do that. I mean, I don't control the market. All I can show you is where they're moving, what is going to happen, what levels they're going to bounce from, and those I am almost 90% correct. Now, I know it's difficult. I'm not here to appease all of you all people and say, oh, I'm really sorry, this is the way it happened. Fuck that shit. Oops, I'm really sorry. All right, sorry. Okay. The bottom line is real simple. You have to look at the technical patterns and determine whether or not this market wants to go higher based on what happened today. In between pullbacks tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday, the market looks like it wants to go higher. So you have to be in a selective positions and different things aside from the SPY and the QQQ or the DIA, which are the ETFs, exchange traded funds. You need to figure out, like, what do you want to do? Nobody said trading was going to be easy. When was the last time you walked over to somebody and said, listen, dude, I need $5,000 right now because I want to put a down payment for this and that. No, I got like 5,000. I'm gonna put. Can you just give me 5,000? And I want to put a down payment down for a Maserati or a BMW M3, M4, M5. Now they have M6, M8. It doesn't work like that. Gotta work for it. So that's the same thing with trading. Look, I'm a straight up guy. I'm sure you guys follow other people, subscribe to other services, listen to other people, but the point is very simple. My charts are golden. That's it. And we appraise our movements on the markets. We evaluate our movements in the market and everything that we do on a real-time basis, every 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, we do it all the time. So here's your short-term chart. Before I go any further, one very simple thing. What's going to happen tomorrow? Dominic knows that. What's going to happen tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., Dominic?
We're going to have the jobless claims.
No, not claims, my friend. The jobs data.
Jobs data.
Yeah. Claims is different. Claims is when you're out of work and you're like, the claims that actually came. No, you're right. Don't take it the wrong way. You are actually partially right. So you get a B minus or a B instead of A plus. You're actually right. The jobless claims actually did come out, and jobless claims were slightly higher. Not a big deal. America is actually thriving. What is hitting corporate America and overall manufacturing and the services thing is this complete BS trade war between China and the United States. So you're right. This is the jobs data is coming out. Now, is the job data going to be kind of soft? Who am I getting a call from? Another trader? Hold on one second. Yo. Are you there?
I'm here.
Dom, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. For some reason, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. Test, test.
I can hear you.
All right, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm getting junk calls at this time of the night. So God bless robocalling. All right. So that's it. So tomorrow's job data, which you correctly mentioned, is very, very critical, but not that critical, because what if jobless numbers come out lower? Just the way the ISM services numbers came out lower today. The market's plummeted how much? Like 200 or 300 points, and then we turn on a dime with a bullish engulfing candle. I told people to buy, and you could put small amounts of money. They're all up anywhere from 80 to 100%. And I'll put that down right here. Most of the alerts that were put out there, whether it's Facebook, whether it's SPY, whether it's whatever, were mostly up anywhere between 40 and 80% during the day. That's the way the market works. Once you accept the volatility, once you look at the charts, even if you're looking at it like 15 minutes or 30 minutes later, the fact is this is what happens. And then certain stocks just keep on going higher in between zigzags intraday, because we are deep oversold. And for that reasoning, all you have to do is listen to my webinar last night. And we're going to look at something very simple, which is the McClellan oscillator. You do remember that, Dominic, right?
I do.
Yeah, it's a very interesting oscillator. You can track the McClellan. Dominic asked me a very direct question. He's a new member, which shows he's interested in actually making real money, as to where he could find the real-time McClellan oscillator. You can find that on Thinkorswim under McClellan oscillator. But the one that I have is a proprietary one, which was a formula that was given to me, what we call the NYMO, which is the symbol for the McClellan oscillator. And I did put out a fantastic article on behavioral sentiment of traders and investors, which is very critical to whether or not the markets are bottoming or whether they are going to crash more. Of course, the markets can crash more. We don't get a China deal, the markets are going to crash more. We know that. We talked about it last night. But the fact is that I put out a fantastic article from Tom McClellan. He's the son of the founder of the McClellan oscillator. And take a look at it. You know, yeah, it's a lot of like hardcore language and this and that, but he's good. He's really, really good. So what I'm doing on my other screen is I am putting the NYMO, which all of you can do, and I'm going to bring it into the screen. Bear with me 1 second. Bingo. All right. Why am I not here? Okay. NYMO. Now, Dominic wants to know how to set up the NYMO. So this is what you do. You go to stockcharts.com. And of course, you can review the video and do it, follow it. You put in NYMO, hit update. And this is going to reveal what's going to happen over the next couple of days and hopefully over the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure if we're ready for the multiple week type of rally, but a couple of days, I'm almost fully certain we're going to go higher. You with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, watch. Hey, Jody, how are you? Jody, can you hear us?
Yep, I'm good.
Thank you. Jody, this is a good friend and a new member, Dominic. you guys should talk sometime.
How are you?
No, I'm not kidding. And Jody's going to tell you he's a schmuck. He doesn't know what he's saying. He's another globalist, Wall Street guy. You know, Jody loves me. So talk to Jody sometime, seriously. So let me just, so you put the daily, all these ads and stuff, that's Google BS. So we're going to leave it. Instead of candlesticks, we put area. You're going to follow it and just set it up your own chart. And of course, I'll help you as you go along. We do Bollinger Bands. We do pivot points. Then we do full stochastics. Every one of these things mean money in our pocket. And then we put some colors, because without colors, we don't know what's going on. So we put Mojave Desert. Boom! Jody's seen a couple of these before, so let's talk about this. This is the ultimate predictive analytics. What might happen going forward. And then we're going to talk about a couple of stocks that I like, that are coming off the bottom. I always love stocks that come off the bottom. Isn't that Warren Buffett said, buy low and sell high? Then how the hell don't we ever do that? So anyway, as long as they're good companies, we're not dealing with penny stocks here. So let's put this out. Let's take a color. Jody, what happens every time we plummet down to minus 78, minus 52? I said to you guys last night that the McClellan oscillator, based on what happened yesterday, was going to hit minus 50 to minus 60 plus. Did I or did I not? You remember that, Dominic?
I sure do.
Thank you. What did we hit? Minus 65. Now, let's say you knew nothing about the markets. And most of us know nothing about the markets. Let's face it. That's why we call ourselves clueless day trading. An empty vessel gathers a lot of knowledge. It's an old Buddhist saying, right? From the Dalai Lama or something. I'm not even a Buddhist. So we gather a lot of knowledge that comes around. So every single time, I mean, you can teach this to a child, except the child has more courage and more fortitude and more bravery than us adults. Every single time, minus 59.76, minus 65, minus 63. We hit minus 65.13 yesterday. Today we are at minus 145.26, far away from even coming to break even zero. These are the ultimate buy points. Now, I know during the day the markets are going to fluctuate. I know intra-week the markets are going to fluctuate. But as long as you get to these levels and the McClellan oscillator, and this is the area, not the histogram, just showing you so it's easier on the eye, are moving higher, And it's not like every single day they're going to move higher. We're up a lot today. We were down on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I got to look it up because I don't remember. We were down to 25,743, and we ended at 27,201. Now, Jody, I know, is very good at math, but I will leave him not to answer this question. 25,743 minus the highs on the market, 26,205. Oops, sorry. My little $1 calculator's being a little slow. Minus 26,205 is 462 points. 462 points that we basically traversed from being negative to positive We went up 462 points. Think about that for a minute. That's the reason why he had so many intraday winners. All right, guys. We were down to, on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I know most of you, are tracking it here and there. You're not looking at numbers that much, but my job is to show these things to you. That's the reason why you pay me the minor monthly fees to do all this stuff for you. We were down to 25,743 when all hell was breaking loose, and I was showing on the charts with channels and all that stuff. And please, I'm not going to go through every one of my charts because I put it out there. You guys can scroll down the Twitter feed and look at them with the big arrows and everything. You know how much time it takes me to put those arrows? A lot of time. I could be using that time to trade my own book and make a lot more money. Now, I'm not blaming you guys for making me, taking the time off to make less money. But seriously, it takes a lot of time on a busy, volatile, massive reversal day or a massive crash day to put out all those charts and alerts and keep people appraised on what's going on, taking time away from my own trading. It's serious. What was the high? This was the low, and the high, ladies and gentlemen, was 26,205. Now, just to be correct, let me do the math. Don't want to be fake news here. 26,205 minus 25,743 is 462 points that we reversed. What can I say? That's huge. So, bottom line is, we anytime the NIMO gets down to anywhere between 50, 60, 70, 40, 50, 60, 70, you gotta buy the market hands down. I don't care what happens tomorrow. I don't care what happens the day after. 9 out of 10 times. That's a 90% probability, right? 9 out of 10 times. 90% probability that the NIMO is going to get back to break even. That means the market is going to be higher by over the next week, 7 to 10 days. Done. Now, how fast the market moves, I can't tell you. But the fact is, unless the world is broken, unless President Trump is doing all the worst things in the world, which he's not, okay? And unless the whole China deal, and he basically slaps the Chinese trade minister and says, yeah, whatever, you're out of here, like, see you later, whatever, the market is going higher. Now, I could coddle you guys, and which I do all day long, show you every single. Now, let's take a look at the weekly chart before I talk any further. What's the weekly chart saying? Now, the weekly chart is a little bit more dangerous. The weekly chart is saying we haven't completely reached the bottom of the weekly McLaren oscillator. I mean, on the NIMO, which is minus 60, minus 59. That means there's more. There is a possibility of a downdraft. And that is what we're going to look at here. Now, I'm showing you the bigger picture. The rest of the stocks that I like are not. Whether it's Shopify, which was beautiful, from $2.60 on the 330 calls to $8. Remember one thing, this is a war that's going on. Life is a war. Now, if you want to walk into the trading market and just be like, oh, this is going to be really nice, it's a walk in the park. It's not. It's a walk in the middle of the worst war zones, like I've said many times before, in Fallujah, Iraq. Because we're not fighting in Yemen and all these places, right? This is Fallujah, Iraq, where our Marines won one of the toughest battles ever. Ever. Trading is a war, guys. It's tactical warfare. Hand-to-hand combat. I can't help it. I don't devise the rules in the market. I don't devise the rules on the hedge funds running 5-minute algos. But I do know stocks that are way down that have room to move up, like CrowdStrike, like Netflix, like Shopify, which took us a bunch of days before it made the move. Now you want to sit around and like, that's your problem, not mine. Did I say buy Apple today? Nope. Did I say buy Netflix? Yes. Did I say buy Facebook and sell it, a good portion of it at certain points, even though Facebook still looks great on the daily charts? Yes. Did I say buy Amazon? No. I'm talking about what happened today. Did I tell you to go all hell out and buy Tesla? No. That's the way it goes, guys. Look for deep down discount bargains on major companies which are completely smashed down 100 points or so from the top. Gotta buy them as long as they're real. Shopify, Micron, huge winner. Nvidia, we weren't in it. We lost out on it because it went out nicely. CrowdStrike, love a lot. CrowdStrike is in the middle of what was the last time you guys heard the word CrowdStrike? Jody and Dominic should know it. What political comment was CrowdStrike mentioned in?
I don't know.
Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. CrowdStrike is one of the best cybersecurity companies ever. And it's a new IPO. And please take a good look at the CrowdStrike chart that I put out there, which was actually like a piece of art. Dominic's from New York, so it's almost like modern art. Look at the chart on CrowdStrike. The stock was like 90 or something. The high for the stock was 102. It hit 51.64. Please take a good look at the chart I put out there. This stock alone can make you shitloads of money because it has so much room to move. Forget about going to 102. We bought the options around 2 and change. I am very bullish on CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is the ultimate security company, American, made in USA. 102 after the IPO went public at around exactly pretty much where we bought it, which is in the mid 50s, high 50s, $60. I'm looking at the chart, I'm like, oh my God, look at this. CrowdStrike kills all foreign interference, all foreign attacks on US cybersecurity. The stock is good for 72 to 80. I didn't say that. My chart showed it. Did you guys see the tweet that I put out on CrowdStrike from Piper Jaffray and SunTrust?
I did.
Yeah. What was the price target, Dominic?
I think they said 80.
Yeah. And if you look at 80, that's the friggin' gap fill. That's the beauty about these guys who are overpaid analysts, and they're coming in here. Just like SGEN, Seattle Genetics. They said, oh, it should be 95. Well, my charts already showed the gap all the way up there was 95. CrowdStrike. Remember one thing about options trading and any trading. You need to pick 1 to 3 stocks that hit the mark as long as they're coming from the bottom. As long as they're coming from the bottom. So I'm going to keep on moving on because I'm pretty tired. A lot of stuff up there. You look at a chart like this, you want to freaking grab it by the cojones and stick with it. Ride the bull. Remember, stocks that make new highs, yes, go higher. But stocks coming off, things like this, after major upgrades, which are important. Okay, at least a 50-day moving average. Thank you, God. That's 80.25. SunTrust says 80. 50-day moving average is 80. Ooh, do you need to be paid $450,000 a year to figure this out? All my members are paying 80 to 90 bucks a month. So I can tell them they're going down up to 50-day moving average. Maybe I should raise my rates. I will actually soon. If I raise my rates by 10%, is it going to make me rich? No. Is it going to make you guys focus a little bit more? Yeah, maybe. Think about it. CrowdStrike, SunTrust, and Piper Jaffray said 80. Well, 80 is the frigging 50-day moving average. And also the 50 fib almost. Ladies and gentlemen, there is so much to talk about. There is so much to do. All we have to do is act. The markets want to go higher. Okay? And the last chart I'm going to show you is the SPX. Now, in between, and I've shown this chart before tonight, we need to get back over the uptrend line, which is over 29.18 on the S&P 500. We need to kiss the back end of the 50-day moving average, which is 29.44. That's 300 points from where we are. This is a beautiful bullish hammer. It's like your first date, man or woman, whichever gender you are. And you're like, oh my God, he or she is so good looking. Well, that friggin' candle is very good looking if you're in the business of making money. That is a good looking candle. Now, over this ugly red candle, the second one, over 29.26 on the S&P 500, that's when it becomes really a bullish engulfing. That's when you take your first date, your second date, and your third date, you're like, honey or hi, if it's a guy, like you're like, oh my God, I think I really like you, right? That's over this level. But this is telling us something is happening. Now, what we do need to see, very importantly from a technical standpoint, we need to see the internals, the full stochastic start to turn. By the time it turns, we're going to be 300 points higher. So you might want to be a little bit early, but it might not turn for a couple of days. That's all I'm saying. This also needs to turn. McClellan oscillator is turning. Remember what I said about the McClellan oscillator on the other chart. That thing is way deep oversold. End of story. So here is what I leave you all with. Your P&L on a certain day can be plus or minus. Your P&L, profit and loss statement, doesn't matter what type of account you're dealing with, what size, on a swing trade is what you have to watch out for. What happens in 1 week or 2 weeks as we get into the big Chinese delegation coming to Washington, D.C. on October 10th has no bearing what your profit and loss statement is for now till then. Does that make sense, Jody, Dominic?
Absolutely.
Yes. But is it not the hardest thing that we do? I mean, I'm being fair because my trade sizes are much bigger than most traders. Do I not want to see green every single day? Of course I do. So all I'm saying is the markets want to go higher. At least want to kiss the back end of 2943, which is the S&P 50-day moving average. What happens after that? I have no idea. All the fear mongers, everyone who's a Trump hater, everyone who's a hater of the US economy, which most bearish commentators are, read my tweets from Tom McClellan, from what I said yesterday. We are seeing the most bearish signals ever. What does that mean? That includes all of you. Completely scared shit. And that is where the most aggressive buys come in. You need to put the maximum amount of money, not that I'm going to tell you to do that, but even some moderate amount of money at the point of maximum desperation. Because life is going to go on. America will go on, right? American business is going to flourish. Don't listen to all those naysayers and all those fear mongers. Because remember one thing, fear sells. What makes money is to buy at those technical levels where we are bouncing off almost of the 100, 200-day moving average and all these different levels that we bounced off of when the world was supposed to end. And every single person on StockTwits and every other trading service saying, oh, we're done, we're going to 2,400, thousands of points down. No, we're not. The Federal Reserve Bank of America, last thing I'll say, is friendly to what is happening. They will cut rates. They'll make sure U.S. growth continues. If we do not get a China trade deal, we are going to plummet. And I believe President Donald Trump, in his wise business decisions, will make an interim deal. That's all I got to say. Believe U.S. financial markets, believe in including say trading charts, believe in this stuff. Yes, we're going to have lots of intraday volatility, but we are at those levels in multiple fronts. And please review the Twitter feed where we will bounce. If I'm going to be wrong, I'm going to be wrong. A man without an opinion is no man. If you do not have an opinion, do not be a trader. You don't want to place your bets on the right side. And I'm talking about stocks that are coming off way off the bottom. And you know which ones I like. Right? Obviously. I didn't rise to the top 5% of my profession, 10% of profession on Wall Street because I was a stupid nut. But forget Wall Street. This is about independent trading. We are still within the uptrend, almost getting up there. At least kiss the back end of your ex-girlfriend or boyfriend or partner, whatever it is. It's called the 50-day moving average. Right there is good for 240. I'm gonna write this down. Right there is good for 240 Dow Jones Industrial Average points. Can you handle that as a trader? Right there. And if we fail there, hey, it's almost like going back and kissing the hand of your ex, right? Boy, girl, whatever it is, and they slap you. So if it's going to get slapped, then we're going to come down. But I think that we are going to go higher. All right. Any questions? I'm going to wrap up.
I'm good.
My friend Jody,
I'm good, Frank.
did it make some sense? All my ranting?
Right on, Frank.
Jody, I love you, man. Dominic, I know you too well. All right, you guys are the best. Let's keep on going. A couple of stocks that I like, you know it. Shop is a very volatile stock, but did very well for us. Netflix, I like a lot. It's a real gamble, but I truly believe that as I leave this and I'm on a big keto diet. I've lost about 12 pounds, even though I was never fat. But the thing is that Netflix, these shows that I watch, a couple of like great shows, political as well as dramatic shows and stuff like that. I'm watching them from 11 till 1 in the morning before I fall asleep, with the dogs and the cats on my bed. Netflix is going higher. I mean, come on. I think, who knows? Got to play it small. But lots of good idea. CrowdStrike, I like a lot. CRYD. In the middle of this whole Biden BS, remember, Biden did a lot of funky stuff in Ukraine. Our boy Donald did a little stupid stuff talking to the Ukrainians, like directly. All right? It's life. But the fact is, forget Ukraine. CrowdStrike, American company. I like Facebook because it's got a lot of different weird things that they're doing. And I like the other stocks, like the long-term stocks, like GameStop and everything that we trade in and out of and we do well. Come on, they're 11 cents to 20 cents, 6 cents to 25 cents. That's all. Thank you for listening. Good night, guys.
Night.